Hello, everyone. Goodness,
Hey, buddy.
how are y'all doing? You doing all right, Tony?
I am doing good. I'm doing
Welcome
really good.
to the Professor Bats and Friends podcast. Ooh, goodness, here we are on a
Here we
Taco
are.
Tuesday
It is.
live. We'll work for stickers. Here we go. Oh man, how are you, Tony?
I'm good, buddy. I'm good, buddy. It's been a great start to the week. You got back from camping yesterday and a great
Man,
weekend. And
great camping weekend. It was a nice 3-day weekend. It was a super fun time that we had down on the Buffalo National River,
yep.
the nation's first national river. We have several people already in the comments. We have Arla, your beautiful bride.
Miss Bats Off
We
Road.
are doing Miss Bats Off Road. We have Gen Xers, our number one fans, and Chris Marler, who worked on a um, like a Bigfoot truck today. That was pretty cool.
That was crazy, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Gia's in the house. Happy Tuesday. I actually had tacos today for dinner. Gia will be extremely jealous on that because she liked my tacos when we were in Texas. So, experience
Well, I
in
mean,
Arkansas.
hey,
Hate we missed you this weekend as
I
well, my
know.
friend. Hate we missed you. We had such an amazing time down there. Richard, thanks
No,
for being here. Oh man, we got lots of people in the house right off the bat. What a cool thing. Um, we did not have a show last week because it was the Valentine's Day. Uh, so
yeah,
did you
kind
do
of.
something special for your Valentine last week? You on your for your bride last week, Tony?
Well, we got her some flowers, and
No, that's
we
precious.
did end up going out to eat.
Yeah,
Yeah, little
that's
place
pretty
here,
cool.
little mom and pop place here in Prairie Grove. It's good
Yeah,
food.
that's
So,
cool. That's cool. Well, I got. Let me show you. Let me show you. I got it right here. I want to show you what I got Gia for Valentine's Day.
oh,
This is a bear bag that you hang up in the tree when you go backpacking. Look at there. I got our picture.
what?
I got our picture put on it. Yeah, isn't that something?
A bear bag?
Yeah, this is a food bag that you roll down and you clip it, and it's got a little thing right here that you hang it up in the tree. I thought that was really cool. So when people go by our campsite, this will be hung up in the tree, and you'll see our mugs up in there. So yeah, kind of
Yeah,
fancy like that. We fancy like Applebee's on date
yeah.
night.
I'll show you what Arla got me.
Yeah, what she got you?
She
What she
knows me
got?
so well.
Oh, she
I
knows you.
love a good pocket knife.
Yeah,
She got me a new Kershaw.
man. Oh
Yeah,
man.
I love that thing.
You're you're like that lady on the old time videos where she said, "I will cut you." Yeah.
Is
Well, this is what Gia got me. I don't even know if I can fit it on the screen. Oh my
that
God.
map? Oh, that dude is so cool.
Look how big that is. This is a map of the United States, and it has the all the national parks, the national forests, the national conservation lands, and the national wildlife refuge systems all marked on here in all these different places. And it's got these little pins where you can put all the places that you've been. So this
Oh wow,
weekend, when she comes down, she's bringing me a frame for it. We're gonna hang it on the wall. We're gonna stick pins in
nice.
there where I've been. That's gonna be pretty stinking cool right there. I'm excited.
That map will now be involved in your trip planning activities.
Oh my goodness, that's exactly right. Oh man, Gen Xers, we were blessed to have Arla visit the Rigs and Coffee in
Yeah,
Jinx, Oklahoma Saturday. That was
yep.
cool.
She had
I
a
think
good
she
time.
actually bought you something while she was there too, didn't she?
She did. She did. She got me one of the tire. I forget
Tire table?
tire tables.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got a tire table.
Man,
Well,
man.
I'd say we probably got a tire table, but
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I'm sure she'll get some benefit out of it as well.
yeah. It
That
fits
was pretty
35s
cool.
and 37, so it's good.
Oh, well, as long as it fits gigantic tires, you'll be able to use it.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. Went to
Yeah,
Okie Overland as well.
yeah,
And and she said she got you a hat, so don't forget
yeah,
about that.
yeah. Red, white, and blue Okie Overland hat.
Oh, I saw he had one of those on his post today. I was
It's
very
cool.
jealous of that.
It's
When
cool.
we were at Big Iron Overland Rally, Midland had some of those red, white, and blue hats, and we tried to bum some off of them, and they didn't have any. We
Yeah,
didn't get any. But
yeah.
anyway,
They went fast.
they went pretty fast. I know, and they're only for special people, and we're not special in that way. We do wear helmets everywhere we go, but we're not special like that. But anyway, we had a giveaway a couple weeks ago. We haven't ever did the drawing and announce for the winner on that, and I just want to let the whole world know that we were giving away a what was it? Like a it
the
was
the
from
Onyx Off Road Elite membership. It was a
Elite membership.
$99 value.
Man,
Yeah,
$99 for the year.
it's got
That's
everything that the app has to offer for off roaders.
that's really cool. And the winner of that, we'll just announce it worldwide right here. Blue Line Overland. We're going to contact Mason and tell him he won that. He'll be able to keep that himself or auction it off. And I'm really hoping that the way that Mason usually works is he auctions stuff off because he's all about giving back to the children. And I'm sure
I
that's what
know.
he'll do. So everybody will have another chance to win that and check that out. So that's going to be good. Congrats to Blue Line
Congrats.
Overland, repping them here with my hat
Yep.
because I like the hat, and it also matches my attire, and everybody knows how I had to match. So that was pretty cool. And Gia, I forgot to say, Gia also got me some new. Everybody knows that my Instagram was hacked last year. Took some time to rebuild that up, and had to change the name from Joey the BROfessor to BROfessor Adventures. And she got me some new decals to put on my FJ. So hopefully I'll be putting those on there this week if it doesn't
Nice.
rain too much. Tim joining us from the Walmart parking lot.
Hey, buddy.
Appreciate you, Tim, from joining us at wherever Wally World is. They're all over the world, so you could be anywhere.
Yeah, I'm glad Tim's on here. He'll be able to chime in. I saw some cooking he did over the weekend over his fire. So
Man, yeah.
yeah,
We were talking about what to visit with each other about on this episode tonight, and we had some amazing vittles this past weekend. I told everybody at work today I love camping with the old guys. They love to cook. They love to hang around camp, and it was just an amazing 3 day, 2 night trip to Woolum. And I like hanging with those guys because they like to sleep, eat, talk, repeat. I mean, that's pretty much it. So,
yeah,
and while we're talking about what we're going to eat next. So that was always fun.
it's a good time.
Oh man, it's some of the best camp dinners I've had in a long time, and that's kind of what sparked this conversation. So that's what we're going to talk about. And when I got to doing the show notes for us and all that, it was just one of those things where it just kind of morphed into its own little deal, and we may be talking about food for a couple weeks, if that's okay. I
We
don't
like
know.
food.
Yeah, I like food. I like eating, so it's that made it a really nice time. But before we do that, we're going to get into our sponsor spotlight and talk about one of our amazing sponsors. Here we go.
It's now time for the sponsor spotlight, talking about all the products, services, events, and businesses that we use and love. Here we go.
So this week we're going to talk about one of our sponsors that we just got in this week. I am so freaking pumped about this. WeBoost is something that I've used for years. We could not have made it at Big Iron a couple of years ago without WeBoost because we had one bar. We were trying to do some checkouts for Artemis, and we weren't able to check anybody out who bought stuff, and I turned the WeBoost on. It boosted my 1 bar up to 4 bars. We were able to get internet, do all the checkouts and stuff. So I love my WeBoost. Now, WeBoost is proud to be the only cell signal booster designed, built, supported, and shipped from a U.S. factory. What it does is it gives you a reliable cell signal. Access to reliable cell signal means greater peace of mind at home, work, and on the road. Boost existing 5G cell coverage for faster data speeds and increased bandwidth everywhere. And they have a brand new product for overlanders. It is called the Drive Reach Overland, and it's on sale now for President's Day. I think there's only like one more day that you can get this on sale for President's Day. Quite a bit off. I think it's 15% off, free shipping over $75, and 30-day money back guarantee. WeBoost.com. It's totally new, totally different, total different shape, and it's made specifically for overlanders. That's one company that actually has noticed that overlanding is taken off, and they're designing something specifically for us. And you installed yours this past weekend.
Yeah, I did. It's of course down there where we were at, we didn't have any service. You had to kind of walk a little ways to get a little service, or at least I did. So
yeah,
I did get to put it to use on the way home, though.
Yeah. Oh, you did?
I did. I did.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Now, how does it work with does it have something you have to have close to your phone, or you just have to have it in the vicinity of your phone, or what?
Yeah. So there's an antenna that you have to mount inside the vehicle, and you cannot be closer than 18 inches, but no further away than 36. Okay. So I have mine actually mounted over my shoulder, because usually, my phone is here on the dash. Like right here, or if I'm parked somewhere, it's in my right hand on this side. So it works really well with the inside antenna kind of back over my left shoulder. So
okay, now the inside antenna does not have to be outside. It really needs to be inside. There is an outside antenna that hooks to a little box, and the little box hooks to the little box that goes inside the vehicle, and you just have to have that somewhere in the vicinity of your phone.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. That's kind of the way the old one was too.
Yeah. It said not closer than 18 inches, but not further away than 36.
Well, see, that's one of the reasons I keep you around, because you actually read the instructions, the guidebook, and things like that. So I had no idea.
Yeah. See,
I never would have known that.
I installed it along with a lithium battery and red arc setup underneath my fridge at the same time.
Man, weren't you busy?
So I read those instructions several times.
I bet you did. Wanted to get it right. And so yeah, you were telling me about your new battery, your red arc, and your solar that you had coming in. You were able to test all that out this weekend, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah.
Pretty cool setup. Were you happy with what you had installed?
Yeah. I mean, once I got past the initial concern about whether or not everything was hooked up and gonna G and haw together, it worked out really great.
That's awesome. Well, before we get into talking about that, let's talk about a few things that people need to put on their calendars for this year, and let everybody know some times and places. Why don't you let them know about that stuff?
All right. So here in just next week, we have the Southeast Overland and Outdoor Expo, March 3rd through the 5th in Stark, Florida.
Nice.
And then
Misty and Joe going to that?
Yeah.
I think they had said something about going to be there. So
yeah, Misty's going as Lady Overlander Radio. We're going to go do some Lady Overlander roundtable stuff down there. So if y'all are in the area, make sure you say hi to Misty for us.
Yeah.
I miss her, but they're down there hanging out. Then we have the More Expo. I don't know if anybody knows about the More Expo.
We'll be there. I don't know if anybody knows about that. He hasn't done any advertising.
No, there's no advertising going on.
No coupon codes out there at all either.
I'm so excited about More Expo.
I think it'll be cool.
Anyway, that's April 21st to the 23rd in Springfield, Missouri. We got the Natural State Overland Bonfire Rendezvous coming up April 29th through the 30th. It's in eastern side of the Ozarks.
That's going to be on private property. There will be a $20 charge, I believe, is what it is, right? To camp there because it's costing.
I thought it was 15.
15. Okay.
I may be wrong. It's 15, $20. But it's going to be over. I think I saw that they posted the coordinates. It's south of southeast maybe of Woolum, in that area.
Okay.
So sure.
Oh, Richard just posted Rigs and Coffee at Go Treads next weekend. Is that Oklahoma? Are they in Oklahoma?
No,
Kansas?
that's in Kansas. That's
Okay.
Richard, help me out here. And maybe my wife can tell me. It's it's crap. I can't remember the name of the town. It's like
Kansas.
it's crap. Can't no. It's I just can't believe I can't remember the name. It's right. Wichita. There you go.
Wichita,
Thank
Kansas.
you, Richard. Thank you.
Wichita, Kansas. That's cool. Porker and I stayed the night there in Wichita. We had 78 mile-an-hour winds the night before we went to Big Iron. It was amazing.
Yeah.
The reason it was amazing was that we were staying in a camping cabin. So, and the better thing about it was the rain and the wind blew all the mud off my FJ. So
I don't doubt it.
Yeah.
I don't doubt it. 78 miles an hour would blow the paint off your FJ. Okay, so we have Overland Expo West in May in Flagstaff, Arizona, May 19th
you'll be at
through
that?
21st. I'm not sure if I'm going. Arla's going. Her and Misty are going out there. They're gonna have a ladies round table for Lady Overlander Radio at the KC Lights booth.
KC Lights, look them up.
Yeah, it'd be fun. It just depends. Brad invited. I may go with you guys that weekend as well. So
okay.
Yeah, talk to Brad. Anyway, Overland Expo Pacific Northwest, July 7th through the 9th in Redmond, Oregon. Overland Expo Mountain West, August 27th through the 25th through the 27th in Loveland, Colorado. Big Iron Overland Rally, September 29th through the 30th in West Mineral, Kansas. Overland Expo East in October 6th through the 8th in Arrington, Virginia. And then the last thing on this list, but certainly not the least, the Natural State Overland Rendezvous in the Ozarks, October 12th through the 14th at Mulberry Mountain.
Yeah.
Resort.
That's going to be really fun. I haven't talked to Randy, but I'm thinking that we're probably going to have our own booth there, and we'll be doing some live podcasts there, some live interviews.
Yes.
People who are there, hopefully people that are walking around in the vendor area will just come by and we'll just visit with you and put you on the podcast. We'd love for you to come by and talk to us.
Talk to us.
It'll be fun. It'll be fun. There are several other things that do not have dates yet. There's some things down in Texas that they haven't posted the times on yet. That will be up around October, but we'll be having some good time. So Tim's going to be at Moore, Overland West, Pacific Northwest, and Mountain West. Goodness,
yeah,
he's going to make the rounds.
Yeah, Tim is doing some work with Zero Breeze.
Nice.
So, yeah,
I have one. Can't wait to use it.
I know.
My wife reminds me. Paid off.
My wife reminds me about every other day that we.
I like to remind her that I have one, and she does not. That's what I like to remind her. Oh my goodness. Well, that's the calendar. I hope you're able to make it out to some of those things. We will be at a lot of those events and would love to see you, love to meet you. We're going to be at the Storyteller booth at Moore Expo and also be in the Go Explore booth. Quite a bit of time there. So I hope to see you there. Come by, say hi, and I would love to talk to you. I know Jared's going to be there. Jared's on here from, gosh, my mind just went blank.
Shop Overland Apparel.
Yes. He's going to be there. We'll probably be pretty close to him in the Go Explore booth, I think. And he's going to be working his fanny off. I guarantee you.
He's going to have more presses in his booth than he can operate. So
That's
I guess
awesome.
I'm going to have to go by there and learn how to press a shirt or something.
That'll be just fine, because I'm probably going to go by there and order a few things, because I'm a different size now than what I was last year, and I don't have anything that fits. So I'll have to be ordering a few things from him, and I know that everybody will be stopping by there too, and he'll be blowing and going. ShopOverlandApparel.com. He also has a thing where you can actually sign up for a random shirt per month, which is almost like one of the coffee things, where you can sign up for a monthly subscription.
Yeah.
And that is really neat. Love it.
Yep.
Very, very cool.
Yeah, it's a cool deal. Thank you for reminding me. Mine. So that subscription runs for 3 months.
Hmm?
Right. So you go and you sign up, and then it renews every month for 3 months, and mine is out. So yeah, I forgot. I gotta go re-up mine.
Yeah, cool. More
Expo that's right.
merch.
He's doing the
More Expo merch.
The more shirts too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Congrats, Jared. Man, you're doing a good job. I appreciate you, and I know everybody else does too. Well, let's dive right off into it. This past weekend we went down on the Buffalo National River and camped with some good friends. Scott's a retired sheriff's deputy. We were with a judge, a couple guys who are retired from the military, and just had a great time hanging with those guys. And I really love camping with those guys because they have tons of stories. They're old school. They have manners. They love people, and they can cook. And I love all those things, and we love to eat. So that kind of goes along with it. But it always seems that when we camp with Scott and Kelly and Mike and the other guys, that I always come home with almost all the food that I take. In fact, when I was prepping and putting stuff in the fridge, I thought, hey, I don't really know why I'm carrying all this. I'm not going to cook any of this. And I brought most of it home. Cooked the rest of it today because it was all thawed out. So I've got food prep for the rest of the week for things that I was going to eat this weekend and never got around to. But
I've probably got 85% of the stuff I took.
At least.
Yeah.
So we had all that and more, and every kind of contraption known to man. That they like Dutch ovens, they like scottles, they we had the stoves going, we had the ovens going to make our meals. My kind of trip. It was a piddle around camp kind of trip, and that's kind of my kind of thing. So it was
cinnamon rolls,
amazing.
Cinnamon rolls on the scottle. Yeah.
We had everything.
Yeah.
So what we talked about was talking about what we had and what we like to have for our different parts of camp eating. So we're going to break it down: breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And that way we can kind of sort things out and try to keep up with, so I can make notes for future trips. And this is really going to help me because we've got the upcoming Go Explore event in the Ouachitas coming up in March, and we got to feed like 17 people for 3.5 days, and we're trying to come up with the menu. And so I need some ideas, because a lot of times I get into a rut of making the same thing every single time because I know how it goes. I put it together. It's easy, it's fast, and it's good, and I don't mind eating it, but I'd like to try some new stuff. And so I really want to throw some things out there and get some ideas from everybody that's out there listening, so that we can get some new ideas and maybe try some new things. But before we do that, let's pause for station identification, take a break, get a drink. We'll be right back. Here we go.
Hi, this is Jerry from Kemble Tusk.
I'm Lisa. I'm Katie, and we are Team Wild Maven.
Hey, this is Aaron with Artemis Overland Hardware.
Hi, I'm Matt.
And I'm Kara from Ozarks Overland Adventures.
I'm Tate with Overland Spices.
Hey guys, what's up? It's Drew with Rock Squatch Designs, here with the Rock Squatch.
This is Jeff with Bad Act Adventure Cup.
And you're watching
BROfessor.
BROfessor.
Bats. Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
Professor Bats and Friends.
The Professor Bats and Friends.
BROfessor Bats and Friends.
Yeah!
Man. Thank you for everybody who did that. We will be getting with you at More Expo again, I'm sure, to get a few more of those taped. That's always
We
fun.
need to get some updated videos of that stuff.
Yeah, we've had those for a year now almost, and so we're gonna get some new ones coming in. That's gonna be really fun. I know you like doing that, going around with your little.
That was so much fun.
Yeah, and everybody enjoyed doing it. I
Yep.
appreciate them. But some people are breakfast people. Would you consider yourself a breakfast person?
No.
No.
I mean, most days I don't eat much for breakfast, but at camp, I'm a breakfast person.
Yeah.
And probably a lunch and dinner person. Just at camp.
You know,
Yeah.
if I was to be honest, that is really my favorite meal of the day. And most of the time, I only eat breakfast while I'm camping because normally during the week I have my routine. I get up and I fix my coffee. I go to work. I go to the office. I get into my routine, and I just don't have time for breakfast.
Yeah.
I may eat some granola here and there, but I don't eat a big breakfast unless it's maybe on the weekend every now and then. But when we're camping, yeah, breakfast is a thing. So I have learned with these old guys that I have had to change my routine because I used to get up and put the coffee on. I'd start cooking breakfast, and while the coffee was percolating, I would start cooking and everything. But that's not how they do it. That's not how these old guys do it. They like to get up, fix coffee, stand around, drink coffee, sit around, tell stories. How'd you sleep? Why did you let your heater run all night? Was the story I got this past weekend. And, just do all that. And here in about an hour or so, then they were like, well, I guess we're hungry now. So then they went and started cooking breakfast. And so that's kind of the routine around camp with these old guys. But I really enjoy breakfast. Breakfast is, there's so many different things you could do. It's mostly the foods that I eat, meat and eggs. I just absolutely love it, have it all the time. I just don't have it in the mornings except when we camp.
Yeah.
But if I was to, Tim says I do that and I'm only 43. So yeah, I understand. So when I say old guys, I'm just talking about the guys and how they do their things and what they do. But if I was to ask you, Tony, what would be your favorite camping meal for breakfast?
Oh, for breakfast?
Yeah.
I mean, it's hard to beat, just like bacon and eggs and pancakes. I mean, we had that this weekend, and it was really good.
Really good. Pancakes on the scuttle.
Yeah.
It was good.
Yeah, I mean.
Well, I think I would be a bacon, eggs, biscuits, and gravy kind of guy, which we also had this past weekend. But that takes me back to.
Oh gosh, that's so hard. The biscuits and gravy were so good too.
It takes me back to spending the night on weekends at my grandparents' house. I would wake up and smell the bacon and the homemade gravy, not out of a package, with the bacon grease and the roux and the flour and the milk and all that. And I remember as a kid standing on a stool beside my granny and helping her make gravy. And then when I got older, I said, I really got to have you teach me how to do this. And so she would take the time, let me do it, very patient with me, and teach me how to make gravy. And over the years, I've become really good at it. But we had that Sunday morning. We get up, we had biscuits and gravy. Scott was making gravy and bacon. Judge made the sausage. I took one of Scott's Coleman ovens and put it on my partner's steel stove and made the biscuits. And it was heaven.
It was
heaven to me. And I just absolutely loved it. Absolutely loved it. And I think you were over there on the scuttle making.
I had some cinnamon rolls baking over on the scuttle.
Yeah,
that was pretty good.
Now I'm more of a savory person than I am a sweet, but I do like the sweet. I have this thing. When we went down to Big Bend a couple years ago, Carrie, who's married to Erin from Artemis, she had this thing from Snow Peak called a Tramezzino, and that's a weird name, and I don't know what it means.
Sounds like a medication or something.
Yeah, no kidding. But it's like a sandwich, a hot sandwich maker that you can make over a propane stove. And what she had done was put butter on bread, put some jelly in the middle, and then squeezed it together and cooked it over the fire, and it made these podgy pies. Is that what they
Pudgy pies. Yeah, she
Pudgy
made
pies.
some of those at Big Ben. Yeah.
So good, so
Yeah.
good, and so
Yeah.
sweet. I do love the sweet.
Yeah.
I am a more of a savory guy, but I do love the sweet, and I think those were amazing. And I have one of those, and I love using it. And it makes one of the best tasting sweet treats, and they're cheap to make. So most always have jelly around, so that works really good. Now we're getting oh man, we are getting some people. Kate's French toast at the Gilbert camp. I remember that. Oh man,
Yeah.
she made some French toast that had fruit and maybe it had a little powdered sugar or something on it. So good, so good, and make it with Texas toast. Oh, so
Yeah.
good, so good. Tim said potatoes and eggs fried in the bacon grease. I
Yeah,
love
man.
fried potatoes.
Yeah.
Love fried potatoes.
Yeah.
Amy said Chris's camp burritos.
His
Amazing.
burritos. I had some of his burritos at Rendezvous last year.
Yeah.
Those were really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, Rendezvous year before last, I had some of Jared Cook's breakfast burritos.
Mm.
They were pretty good too.
I love it.
I don't know. That's a hard thing to say what's my favorite. I'm like,
It is. I just
oh,
like it
man.
all.
Yeah.
I like it all.
Yeah.
You know, one thing that I really like to make in the Dutch oven is frittata. I love a frittata. You get your eggs, mix them with whatever you want: sausage, bacon, onion, peppers, tomatoes. Bacon in the Dutch oven or in a pan or Coleman oven or something that comes out like a pie. You can cut it, and it's just amazing. I absolutely love it. Coated with some cheese, and that's one of my favorite things. I absolutely love a good frittata. Pancakes. We had pancakes this past weekend.
Yeah.
I do like pancakes. We had those on Sunday morning. My issue personally with me is anytime I have bread, I have to have meat. So if I have pancakes, I want sausage or bacon with it. That's just my thing. So much bread, I have to have something to offset the bread. So I usually take some sugar-free syrup with me and have that, make some sausage links or some bacon or something like. Oh man.
What about waffles? You like waffles?
I do like waffles.
Like the regular, I guess they're Belgian waffles or whatever.
I wonder if they make a waffle maker that you can use over a propane stove, or if you actually have to have a waffle maker that's electric. I have to.
I don't
look
know.
that
I
up.
was just sitting here wondering. I have a regular flip over waffle maker.
Mm-hmm.
I was just wondering if I'd have enough juice at camp to run one of those for breakfast.
That would be pretty cool.
I may have to try that out here at the house
Yeah.
and see how much juice it'd take.
Yeah, because it's easy because you just take the mix. You can get the pre-mix, mix it with a little bit of water or milk or something, and mix it up and just pour it on there. And here in just a few minutes, they're done.
Oh yeah,
so that works out good.
You can buy big bags of that mix at Sam's. Like it's like a 10-pound bag of. Yeah,
man, that's a lot. 10-pound bag is a lot.
It lasts us a lot, but
yeah,
long time.
Fried potatoes. I grew up on fried potatoes. I loved back in high school. We would go to the Waffle House, get the scattered, smothered, covered, chunked, whatever it was. My best friend was actually a cook there, and we would get that. And you can put anything in fried potatoes. In fact, we make something on the Scottle. I saw it at Christmas camp about 5 years ago. Scott and Kelly were underneath their awnings. It was like 0 degrees outside. It was sleeting everywhere. I come across there and they've got their Southwest disc out there, and they had made some fried potatoes with some sausage and bacon and onions and peppers and all that stuff in there. And then they cracked eggs on the top of it. So they cracked like 6 eggs on the top of it and put the lid on it and cooked them just for a few minutes until the eggs were like over medium, and then we just cut it up like a pie. It was so good. So
That
good.
sounds terrible.
I know. I wouldn't eat that for nothing. Gia says crepes. Crepes would be good.
Yeah.
I forgot
I've
how to
only had
make
crepes
those.
one time, and it was good.
Yeah, yeah. Always with onions. Always. I don't know. I wouldn't put onions in my crepes, but everything's got to have onions. Yeah, and that is the right answer.
Yeah.
You made cinnamon rolls on your scuttle. Now, how hard was that for you to do?
Well, it's not hard. You just have to, keep an eye on them. Add a little water under there so that it keeps them a little bit moist.
Mhm.
But you just got to keep an eye on the temperature, and of course, when you start out at 19 degrees, it's hard to get your scuttle temperature up there high enough to bake some cinnamon rolls. So
Yeah,
it took a
you did
little longer.
decide to do those on the coldest morning.
Yeah.
I just want to
So-
throw that out. But I have made biscuits. I have made cinnamon rolls on the scuttle. You have to have that little the little grate that goes above
Yeah.
it with the lid.
Yeah.
But it is possible, and you could also make those inside one of the Coleman ovens, or also one of the what is that new little oven that they just started putting out there quite a bit? I've got one. I've never used it. Omnia.
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 Yeah,
Mhm.
something like that. Yeah.
Omnia oven. You can make some of those, and I've actually got one. Never used it, but I think that would be pretty amazing if you could somehow pack some kind of an oven in your kit. You can really make a great addition to the things that you can cook for breakfast, because there's a lot of stuff that needs to be baked.
Yeah.
You could do the frittata in there. You could do biscuits in there. You could do cinnamon rolls in there. So that having an oven is really, really nice.
Yes.
What about some other breakfast items you like?
Sometimes it's just fruit, just getting some fruit if you want to keep breakfast simple, some, grapes, bananas, stuff like that.
Yeah, I like fruit in my oatmeal.
Yeah.
I make oatmeal when I'm traveling by myself. Like this summer when we were gone, and you want just something warm on your belly in the morning. Oatmeal is easy. You can take some strawberries, blueberries, bananas, whatever, cut up and put in there, and it's very healthy. It's good.
And you're already going to have hot water because you're trail raised coffee.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I always have hot water for my coffee. So,
Yeah.
um,
I actually had brought some oatmeal with me this weekend, and never even got it out of the truck.
Yeah, I don't usually make that when we're in a group, but if I'm by myself, it's usually one of the first things that I bring out, because it packs real small and it's so easy to make, and you always have hot water.
Yeah. Moonshine soaked fruit is so good for breakfast.
You
It's a
did
great
bring
way
that
to-
out a couple times this weekend, the peaches and
Peaches and pineapple.
the pineapple, and the pineapple was inside of pina colada, right? Pina colada moonshine, wasn't it?
I don't remember.
I
I
think
don't
it
remember
was.
what it said on there. I
I
thought
didn't
maybe
have
it
any
was
because I don't usually drink moonshine before 8 o'clock in the
Yeah.
morning, but some people do apparently.
I don't usually, but
Yeah, whatever.
if I'm not planning on going anywhere,
Yeah,
who cares what time it is?
exactly. Yeah, it's 5 o'clock somewhere. One of my good friends takes canned biscuits and oil, and he rolls them into a ball and actually deep fries them, and then pours powdered sugar over them and has those with fruit and makes a donut out of them. And those are really good. That's one of his specialties that he does pretty much every time. Aaron Reynolds, he does that pretty much every time I've camped with him.
What is he fried in? Like a scuttle or
Oil. He's
yeah, I
got
mean,
like a deep cast iron dish or something that he puts the oil in, and he just puts them in there. You put them in there and they turn brown really quick, and you flip them over and they turn brown. You just take them out and it's a donut. It's a donut. Cover it with powdered sugar. Easy.
what
And
kind
you
of
can
oil?
eat just any kind of
Canola?
oil.
Canola oil?
Yeah. You don't want to use EVOO. but you can use vegetable oil, canola oil, whatever, and they're so good.
Dude.
I'm telling you. Yeah. No Barrier Adventure says the little Coleman oven that is collapsible. It's great for that stuff. We have an Omnia, but haven't used it because the Coleman. Exactly. Same with me. I've
Yeah.
always carried the Coleman with me. It's just what I'm used to. And it is, Chris says you could cook it in motor oil. I don't think that would turn out very well. Chris probably has a lot of that left over from his work. So if you can figure out how to do that, let us know. But
Yeah.
maybe chocolate donuts would come out of the motor oil. But
Ooh.
yeah, just canned biscuits, pull them apart, roll them into small balls, or you can even make the little circles out of them if you want them to look like donuts. But you just fry them, and they just take just like seconds, and they're done. Cover them with powdered sugar, have some strawberries cut up, blueberries or whatever, and you've got a really, really good sweet breakfast.
Dude,
Dude.
you're giving me some ideas.
I know.
That's
See,
kinda-
that's why we do this. That's why we talk about it.
That's right.
Chris already talked about it, and we've talked about it, but the breakfast burritos are so easy. Especially, I like breakfast burritos because a lot of times you've got leftover meat from the night before,
Mm-hmm.
or we cooked steaks one night. I cut up the steaks, put them in a baggie, put them in the fridge. The next morning we had steak, egg, cheese, tomatoes, put all that in there and made a breakfast burrito. So good.
Yep.
Or tacos, depending on what kind of tortillas that you have. So those are always good. It's easy to make Mexican food. So easy.
Yeah.
I love it. Now we've talked about this. I think it was Experiencing Arkansas. French toast.
Yeah.
So easy. So you just take some bread, dip it in egg, and put it on a flat skillet or something like that, and you've got French toast. Always easy with little cleanup. I like that. But I like to have fruit with it too. Oatmeal, healthy breakfast with fruit. I saw today, and I think I'm going to try this. But Hill House this past weekend had this contraption. It was a long, flat contraption that he put in the fire. He had bread.
Yes.
He had some
toasted some French
bread, cut it in
Yes.
half, put it in there, squeezed it, and toasted it over the fire. So good. And so you could take some of that with some bacon, egg, even put maybe an avocado on there and have a breakfast sandwich with some cheese. So that would be really good, and I'd like to try that. That would be a little more complicated, but if you want to do some kind of healthy, something a little different to give you a little bit different taste, you could try that. I think that would be.
Dude, I can't wait till we get to talking about dinner.
Mm.
that bread that Hill House made, we ate with dinner. I can't wait till we get to that.
Oh, we did. It was so good.
Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, jumping
Rubicon
ahead.
Mike says chocolate frosted mini donuts and milk. So yeah, I mean, even that easy stuff like that.
Yes.
Now here's my thing. Here's my thing with the little Debbie chocolate donuts. They usually don't even make it until the next morning because I've got my hand in that bag the whole stinking day, and I am just digging into them. I just love those, like the little perfect snack. They're so good.
I like to pinch them first before, and I dip them in my milk. Mike, do you dip yours in your milk? I like to pinch them and get a crack in the top.
Yeah.
So that whenever I put them in, that chocolate around there will hold the milk in. Right.
So are you a chocolate or a frosted mini donut guy?
I'm chocolate, just
chocolate
like Mike.
all the way.
Yep.
Okay.
Chocolate all the way.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I think I'm more of a chocolate guy myself. I mean, I'll eat them. I'll eat any of them. Yep. And they're so not good for you.
No.
They're so unhealthy. But I don't know if you've noticed this. I've lived 51 years on this earth, and I think I've finally come to the realization that most of the things that taste so good are not good for you.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a shame. But, you got to die sometime, and if I can die by eating good food, I guess that's the way I'm going to go.
I guess there's...
I like doing a breakfast hash. scrambled eggs with just throwing everything in there.
Like
Everything
a Mountain
in there.
Man breakfast, or
Mountain Man breakfast. Just
yeah,
putting it all in there, putting the bacon, putting the the sausage, the cheese, onions, grilled onions,
cubed up
peppers.
taters.
It's almost like a leftover
Yeah,
dump. You just dump whatever you had left over in there from the night before. That way you don't have anything left over.
that's
Rubicon
right.
Mike said cops and donuts. We cops can't keep away dipping their milk for breakfast. That's exactly right. You know, people make. I am a police officer, and people make donut comments to me all the time. And you know what? I don't care. I don't care. One of the best things about working night shift was sitting across from Shipley's at 3 o'clock in the morning, waiting for the light to come on. And as soon as the light came on, I turned blue lights and sirens, and I ran across the street because I wanted to be the first one. I mean, they were so good, right out of the grease, man. I'm telling you,
Yep,
love
hot
it.
and
So
ready.
you can make all the donut comments you want. I don't care. I'm gonna
I
eat
don't
them.
care. I
I'm
don't.
gonna
I
eat
don't
them. You
care.
can take pictures of me. I don't care.
Yeah.
I don't care. So they're good. I love it. There's even other different things that you can do. Caramelized apples. You can do those on the scala, which are pretty easy, where you fry the apples and have that with granola or Greek yogurt. Make a little apple crisp in the mornings. That's always good. So if you want something that you can take something healthy and make it unhealthy really quick by
Yeah.
taking a good apple and frying it, pouring syrup and granola all over it. But it's so good. I love it. Absolutely love it. Man, good comments.
Yep. Jerry, if you're listening, let's hear your favorite recipe on the scuttle. Jerry, I tagged Jerry in that post,
Yeah.
hoping he'd come on and maybe give us
Uh,
his favorite breakfast recipes.
well, I love me some breakfast. It's, when I get up in the morning, the very first thing I want to do after I brush my teeth is drink some coffee. And, one of the good things about camping with old guys is they get up way before anybody else.
Yeah.
And by the time I get up, the coffee's already done. And I made coffee one time this weekend, and that was just because I wanted to, I had a new pour over thing. You liked my little pour over thing that I had. And I
Yep.
wanted to do some pour over coffee, but I love camping with those guys because the coffee's always done. Now, I am a guy, I do not like drinking coffee with my food because coffee is a lot like other things in this world. It's made to be by itself.
Yeah.
It's not made to be with anything else. So I like having coffee by itself.
Sorry, Amy. I'm not doing the jet boil press anymore. I'm switching to a new style pour over filter.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
I have discovered the best pour over ever.
Yeah.
It's so easy. The coffee is good. There's little to no cleanup, and it packs
It's
down
fast. It's
that
fast.
thin.
It's
It's
fast.
so good.
That one that I had last time was so slow, and I just get so frustrated waiting on it to filter through.
Mm-hmm. If you wanna know what my pour over thing is, just send me a message or text me. I'll send you a link, and you can check it out. But
I
I
got two
love
of
it.
them. I got two of them. Will be here tomorrow.
I got two as well because I always have to have two because I end up leaving one somewhere and then I don't have it and then I got mad.
Yeah,
So I had to buy two.
they're cheap. It was like
Very cheap.
$11 for two.
Yeah,
So
$11
yeah,
for two.
yeah,
It's an ingenious idea.
yep,
If you like coffee, this is the way to go because you always have hot water. It's easy to make hot water. And so
yeah. And then your jet boil doesn't boil over and spill coffee all over the back of your truck when you're visiting with everybody and not paying attention.
right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and here's my thing. I am a percolator guy. I've always been a percolator guy. But if you want to save fuel, a jet boil can heat water up in about 2 minutes. It can boil water in 2 minutes. And if you percolate, you're percolating with propane for 8 minutes. And so
It's a
it
lot longer
saves so
process.
much
Yeah.
fuel.
Yeah.
And the coffee is just as good. And it is amazing. So yeah, I'll be glad to share that link with y'all so you can see what it is. It is so simple
and it's flat when it folds down. When you
Yeah,
squish it flat, it's like this tall.
it's like that tall. Yeah, I love it. So anyway, that's good. Well, you want to get your day started off right. And so when you're camping, one of the things I love to do is cook. And when I'm out there, I love to cook breakfast. There's sometimes that you have a rolling breakfast where you have to be somewhere, so you pull out the little mini chocolate donuts. But there's sometimes that you just want to have a hot meal. And so everything that we've talked about, and I appreciate everybody giving us input on what they like to do, kind of, gives me some new ideas, things to try. I think I want to do the donut thing.
I do too.
Yeah.
I do too. I'm like, oh, I
Yeah.
bet that'd be really good.
I think it'd be
Put a
good.
little grease in the scuttle. I bet it'd work out just fine. Speaking of, I forgot to mention a while ago when I was talking about the cinnamon rolls. For those of you out there, if you get out camping and Joey is anywhere around and you just so happen to forget your scuttle legs at home, Joey is the only person on the face of the planet that carries an extra set of legs for a scuttle.
You just happen to be lucky on this trip.
Oh, I was way off this weekend. I didn't have paper towels. There was what else was that? There was something else. I was missing paper towels.
It just goes like that sometimes.
Legs. There was three things.
It goes like that sometimes. The coldest night of the trip was Friday night. It got down to 18 degrees, and my diesel heater quit at 5 o'clock in the morning because it ran out of power.
Yeah.
And we had to look at it, figure out what was going on. But, sometimes it just goes like that. You forget things just don't go. These things just don't work right. Yeah. Okay. Thanks, Gia. Well, here's the deal with the scuttle legs. I have 2 scuttles because sometimes I cook for a lot of people. And what I had done was I knew that I wasn't going to need 2 scuttles on this trip. So I took 1 scuttle out and put it in the garage. But, the legs aren't attached to the scuttle itself. So I took the scuttle out and just left the legs in there.
See, there's a spot on the new bags where you can slide the leg bag and attach it to there. But I was just so excited to get out of the house and get going. I just grabbed a scuttle bag and threw it in the truck. And anyway,
experiencing Arkansas, sweet heat salsa, sausage, cheese, potatoes, eggs, bacon, and a light drizzle of syrup wrapped in a tomato basil tortilla wrap. Man, that sounds amazing. Breakfast burrito, sweet, savory, and amazing.
That all of it sounds awful.
Tim said, did you have your heater on thermostat or Hertz? More efficient on Hertz. The one that I have, you just plug it in and turn it on. I don't really know how to change that or even what that is. I just know that it was cold and it was running on full blast all night and it just ran out of power.
Tim, I just speed up the thump. That's all I do. I speed up the thump or I slow down the thump.
Yeah, it's got a little plus or a minus. Yeah, I was hitting that plus all night because it was
get into the, mine goes from like 1.9 to 2.8. And I've never. I sat down and tried to read the instructions one time, and I was like, "No,
it's all in Chinese.
No,
I can't read it. And
Chinese-ized English."
And plus, they put about 8 million words on about a 1x1 square, and it's so small you have to have a magnifying glass or a telescope to be able to see it. And I can't see it. I just can't see it.
Yeah, Tim, if we ever have the opportunity to camp, maybe you can come by if it's cold and I've got my heater. I've got videos on the heaters. Okay.
Oh, I have to watch those.
Okay.
Have to watch that. Thanks, Tim. I appreciate you sharing that with us. So if you have any questions on diesel heaters, what's the name of your YouTube channel there, Tim? And we'll share it with everybody so they can go because I need to watch that myself.
Exploring. Gosh, dog it. I should know this. Exploring.
Oh, it's coming.
Exploring the outdoors.
Exploring the outdoors. Okay.
I'm pretty sure. Exploring the outdoors. Help me out here, Tim. Yes.
Exploring
Exploring
the outdoors. Okay.
Exploring the outdoors.
If you want to know about diesel heaters, he's got some videos on that, so check that out. And I probably need to watch that. Now, my problem was that my plug-in on my heater was wallered out, and it was telling my heater that I was not getting enough power. And it gave me a code saying supply more power to the heater, and then it would shut itself down. And so I just had to order a new plug-in to attach to my heater to plug it in. So I got that coming. And
so now you can take your duct tape off.
I duct taped it, and it worked fine.
It worked great. The other two nuts.
Man, never leave home without a large hammer and duct tape, because you can fix anything with a large hammer and duct tape. And if that don't work, then get a bigger hammer.
Zip ties.
Bigger hammer or zip ties. Yeah, and I've had a lot of zip ties on a diesel heater too, because it kept blowing the hose off. Man. All right. Well, that's breakfast. Lunch and dinner was going to be next week. Now, lunch for us is pretty light, but dinner, we're going to have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, buddy.
Next week, because we love
Dude, I'm going to have to wait a whole week to talk about what we had for dinner.
Man, that stinks. But you know what? It'll go fast. It always does.
Yeah.
Because weeks sometimes fly. This week was only a short week. We got a 4-day work week. That's pretty nice. And during that time, while I'm working this week, I'm going to be on Exploring the Outdoors, watching some videos about diesel heaters, because apparently I need to understand them. So next week's going to be one of our favorite topics, some of our favorite things, because we like to eat. I want to tell everybody that I appreciate you for joining us on this episode of BROfessor Bats and Friends. We love y'all being here. And till next week, we're going to be working our tails off, trying to make some more money to buy some more gear, because that's what we do. But next week, we'll be back. We'll be back.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
That's exactly right. That's how we roll. And until then, I hope you get out there and enjoy your life while you still have time. Look out for number 1.
Join us next week.
Same bad time, same bad channel.
Boom.